Hello everyone, welcome to the channel TutorBooks. In today's class I am going to discuss about another lecture of pharmacovigilance, and in this lecture we are discussing about the communication with regulatory agency, business partner, healthcare facilities and media. In earlier lecture I already discussed two lectures about the communication, about effective communication, as well as the second lecture is communication in crisis management, and this is the third lecture in this series. Okay, so before moving forward, I'm just requesting you all, those who have not subscribed the channel, please subscribe the channel as well as like and share this video. And you all know that in the description box I already given the link of the notes, so check the link of the notes of this lecture, and in every lecture at the end we are giving 5 MCQ. Solve these 5 MCQ and give the answer in comment box. So just understand what is the goal of communication with regulatory agency, business partner, healthcare facilities and media. So what is the goal of communication between these agencies? So the goal is what? To maintain the public trust in vaccine immunization, or we can say medicine prescribing or medical device use to prevent, control and diagnose the diseases. So the first thing is that in the public, whenever there is a new vaccine launch, or whenever there is a new drug launch or a new medical device launch, or any upgradation in the vaccine, in the medicine or in the medical device, all these things require a public trust. So communication is the thing which can ensure the public trust. That's why communication is the key point to maintain and to stabilize the trust between the public. Now the first understand what are the key points in communication with health staff and the community. Whenever a healthcare staff and community will communicating with each other, what are the key points in that time? So the first one is listen empathetically to the patients and their concern. And so whenever the patient are hospitalized and the patient as well as their relative raise their concern with the doctors, so at that time doctors need to listen them empathetically, because if they do not listen them empathetically, then patient discourage or irritate, or they may have a fear from the doctor. So it is very necessary to narrow the gap between patient and doctor, so that they can interact in a better manner, so patient can easily disclose his each and every condition of this body to the doctors. Then do not make false promises about any treatment. So whenever any doctor treating the patient, at that time they should not make any false commitment that this XYZ drug will treat 100%. You know, country like India, there are so many persons who are doing such kind of commitment, but they are not really a doctor. They are a false doctor. But this is the point telling that physician or doctor should not make a false commitment, so that patient can live their life in realistic way. Then regular communication about the progress of the patient. So whenever patient is admitted in the hospital and he or she may be in the ICU, so at that time healthcare staff or healthcare professional should give a regular update about the patient health. So it will create a good environment between the healthcare staff and the patient. Then prepare fact sheet of ADR to share with all stakeholders. Then pharmaceutical company should make a ADR list, and this ADR list should be circulated to the healthcare professionals, and these healthcare professionals will share these ADR to the patient, so that whenever they prescribing the medicine or vaccine is given, at that time patient may not face any kind of tension, because they already know that whenever they are taking this drug, these kind of ADR may arise after taking medicine. Okay, then inform how to handle the ADR. So further, pharmaceutical company and the healthcare professional teams should train their staff members to how, whenever ADR will occur, how they can handle these ADRs. Then continuous communication during ADR investigation period to ensure understanding risk benefit of medicine or vaccine. So there is a need of continuous communication whenever ADR is occurring, at that time doctors are investigating why this ADR is occurring. So whatever happening in the investigation, so that this kind of thing should be communicated to each and everyone, so that they can understand the risk benefit of the medicine. So whether they should continue this medicine or not, this is totally depend on the risk benefit. Then reassure staff confidence about the drug quality. So if the ADR is occur, at that time staff may have a question that there is a possibility that the quality may be degraded during the storage, or the quality is degraded whenever the drug is reached to them. So pharmaceutical companies should ensure the staff and give the confidence that the quality is at its high level. Then do not blame healthcare worker, but focus on the correction of the problem. So whenever any kind of adverse drug reaction, patient should not directly blame to the healthcare workers, because it will not solve anything. It will further create some more problems. So that's why there is a requirement and better communication to the patient that they should not blame the healthcare worker, and instead of that they should give their focus to solve the problems. Further, build up relationship with the media and regulatory bodies. So this is important, because whenever healthcare professional and pharmaceutical company making their relation with the media and regulatory bodies, they will help them a lot. Because whenever a ADR is occurring, and if we do not have a good relationship with the media, then there is a possibility that the news will spread whole over the world, and it will create a chaos among the concerned community. So it is need of our, or we can say requirement, that there should be a good relationship between all of them with the media and regulatory bodies. Now the thing is that we discuss about the communication between healthcare staff and the community. Okay, further we are discussing the communication between the pharmaceutical company and regulatory bodies and the media. Clear? So this is the second portion of this lecture, means how pharmaceutical company are communicating with the regulatory body, because pharmaceutical companies are the important organization who has a communication with the regulatory body, with the media, and with the healthcare profession. And healthcare profession has a communication with the pharmaceutical company and media as well as the patient. So pharmaceutical company, what they are doing in the communication, because we all know that pharmaceutical, there is a possibility that in earlier era what happened, pharmaceutical companies are promoting their medical devices, their drugs and vaccines to the healthcare professional. So they can use any kind of thing. Sometimes they are not doing ethical practices in the promotion of their drugs. So as per the past experience, the regulatory agencies in each and every country take new initiatives. So what are those new initiatives? The new initiatives are eliminating conflict of interest created by pharmaceutical industry. So these new initiatives are eliminating or removing the conflict of interest, because whenever a pharmaceutical company is launching their product, they want to make too much profit from this product, because they spend lot of money in its investigation or in its discovery. So they want to make their profit. But if there is a conflict of interest, then these new guidelines and new policies are now removing these things. So new initiatives are eliminating conflict of interest created by pharmaceutical marketing by influencing changes in the policy, because in earlier days pharmaceutical companies are trying to change in the policy within an academic media center, medical societies and state and national level. So in earlier days, like American Society of Heart and other societies, so they are making the guideline for the diseases of the heart. Okay, so if pharmaceutical company influencing them, then there is a possibility that they may change the guideline. That's why these new guidelines made by the regulatory agencies all over the world, like US made the guidelines, European worlds made the guidelines, Asians also made their guidelines. So these guidelines are improving now day by day. So as per these guidelines, now organization involved in biomedical research limiting certain activities and interaction between their employees, students, and with the pharmaceutical company. So now by these new guidelines, the organization which are involved in the research of new drug discovery, like various university and various research organizations which are funded by the government, they person are not directly able to contact with the pharmaceutical company without any permission. Clear? So these are the rules now laid down by the new guidelines or the communication. Now these conflict of interest, each and every pharmaceutical industry make their compliance team, and this compliance team has a work to communicate with healthcare communication agencies, as well as these health communication agency will reach to regulatory agency and media on behalf of pharmaceutical company. So pharmaceutical company are hiring the healthcare agencies, okay, healthcare communication agencies, and these healthcare communication agencies are working for them to communicate with the regulatory agency and pharmaceutical company. So what are healthcare professional compliance program? Okay, so nowadays there is a healthcare compliance program is running, and this program will lay the foundation of the communication between all of these regulatory agency, business partner, healthcare facility, and media. So this compliance team work in all direction. Clear, everyone? So how they work? So the first work of this compliance program is to appoint the compliance officer and to form the compliance team within the pharmaceutical company. Clear? So whenever a compliance officer is appointed and the compliance officer further make its team, so this team will work further how to implement the communication between regulatory agency, business partner, healthcare facility, and media and the communities. Clear, everyone? So after forming the compliance team and officer, what is their work? They work on their internal compliance as well as they also work for external compliance, and for this they make their written policy, they write their written policy and procedure. So what are those policy and procedures? So I am showing you those policy and procedure. So they have a guideline on interaction with healthcare professional, including ethical practices, relevant law, through leader development program, require documentation and guideline on payment of for healthcare services. Clear? Further, they also making the guidelines relating to the development and use of promotional material, including on-label versus off-label information, as well as product claim, comparison, company transparency, as well as they also making the guideline for the gift and hospitality provided to the healthcare professionals, and guideline relating to the meeting, including advisory board meeting, single sponsored meeting, and satellite symposia. Further, they also make the guideline for good publication practices guideline, and also they write the policies or guidance document for appropriate terminologies, and they also maintain the appendices containing all related forms, template, and sample documents. So after all these written policy in hand, then they start the training program for internal staff as well as for the healthcare communication agency which they hire. Clear? So if to run the compliance program, they first train their staff and educate their staff about the law, legal law, regulatory bodies law, as well as other law which are ethical laws which are required for the compliance, and they also train the healthcare agencies staff. If healthcare communication agency staff is not trained, then they also train them, so that they are able to understand all the things, as well as they also trained about this SOP, standard operating procedures, for the compliance of the program. Then further we have a lines of communication. So in the lines of communication, we have a various communication channels. Through these communication channels, this compliance program is run in a better manner. Further, auditing, monitoring, and evaluation of all of these programs is necessary. So healthcare compliance program means healthcare compliance officer will regularly evaluating, auditing, and monitoring all the activities which are related with the law. Clear? So that they get the idea that their program is running in a good way or not, because if they want to approve a drug, suppose if they want to approve a drug, then they have to communicate with the regulatory agency. So for that, a pharmaceutical company appointing a healthcare communication agency. Okay, so they regularly monitoring their healthcare communication agency, that communication agency is working in a correct manner or not. They regularly taking their reports. Further, they also enforcing the standard, and then further response to problem and corrective actions. Okay, so they enforcing the standards, they work in the condition of the standard, they work in the standard condition, and if the working condition are not standard, then they tell them that to work in to upgrade the standards of their work. Further, response to whatever the problem arise, and they give the plan of the corrections. Clear everyone? So that pharmaceutical company can approve their product through regulatory agencies. Clear? So if their product is approved, then they approach to the media that their product is approved, and through media then they circulate the proper brochures, leaflet about the description of the product for which clinical condition it is approved, and then they further train the healthcare staff, so that healthcare staff, if they train about the newly launched drug, then they are able to prescribe that particular drug. Clear everyone? So I hope you people are able to understand communication with regulatory agency, business partner, healthcare facilities and media. So here I discuss some MCQ with you guys. So solve these MCQ and give the answer in comment box, and वीडियो को लाइक और शेयर करना ना भूलिए. प्लस यहाँ पर डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्स को देखिए, आई ऑलरेडी गिवन द नोट्स लिंक ऑफ दिस लेक्चर, एंड शेयर दिस लेक्चर टू मैक्सिमम स्टूडेंट्स. जय भारत, जय हिंद.